But to me, and Bill, I've talked to you about this before, and I said it the other day when Frank was here, from a marketing standpoint, I'd be playing this kid for the rest of the season. It's going to take a miracle for this team to catch up, to get up into a playoff spot. They were a million miles behind. With this kid, they actually got close, or they're somewhat close. Now, I don't think it's going to happen, but I don't understand. Play the kid until he drops. I don't care. He means that much to this franchise. And furthermore, Bill, you just said they've signed Anderson to a long-term contract. What are they going to do with this kid? Are they going to sign him in the offseason or let anyone else take a shot at him?
No, I think they're going to play him, and if he's that good, Harry, they'll have to sign him. They'll have to get rid of Leonard, or they get rid of Anderson. They can trade Anderson. Yep. I don't think Anderson is a UFA this year. But the fact is that the Hamburglar needs a little larger sampling. He's going to get it tonight. He's going to play in Montreal against a team that is considered to be a Stanley Cup candidate and play well at home. If he puts on a show in Montreal, he's hit the big time. I want just a couple more examples of what he's pulled off on that West Coast trip, because you could not deny the effect he had on the Ottawa Senators on the West Coast. And if he plays tonight and plays well, you might be right, Perry. They may run him the rest of the way.
But, Perry, isn't this the same dilemma that we have in Vancouver with Eddie Lack? I mean, sooner or later, Ryan Miller's going to come back, and then what do you do, right? I mean, Lack's been playing superhuman, yet, Miller is the $6 million a year contract goalie, so... Yeah, you go with the hot hand, or you go back with the...
Well, we talked about that the other day. I think Ryan Miller's he's going to be out, I'd say, could be like 6 weeks to 2 months, whatever it is. So you're going to get enough sample size here with Eddie Lack. But to me, it's a different situation completely, because this kid has brought a sense of excitement to a franchise which really, and we've talked about it on the show before, is dormant. The owner doesn't want to spend anywhere close to the cap. I think they may be at the bottom of the cap, right? They've been
lowest, I think.
Yeah, they've been delivered this marketing tool. It's like, and as Bill says, you want to see a bigger sampling size than so far. But beyond all that, this guy brings something to this team that is sorely lacking, and that's marketing magnetism. Because the owner doesn't want to put it in there. He just wants to play to the floor, because he's losing tons and tons of money. So Tony, just tell me. I mean, like, I was reading some of the tweets this morning, and it was like Bruce Garriock and everybody else. Okay, he's on the ice. Okay, he's going to the other team's net to start to practice, whatever. It was like whatever this kid was doing, there was such a sense of excitement about the decision whether or not he was going to be playing tonight.
No, and you hit that nail. I mean, he's giving us hope, right? And it's such an exciting story, and it's a little different because he wasn't the backup. This guy was not even anywhere kind of near the radar, and for him to come in there and almost now compete for a starting goalie. And you're right. I mean, I was listening to this TSN 1200 and Dean Brown and all the guys. They're following him like it's crazy. Like everyone's trying to figure out who was the starting goalie today, and he's a rallying point. And right now, as you guys mentioned too, I mean, the sample size or his body of work is yet to be determined. But as I said, it's just something that we're, something positive out of, just a subpar year. And if all of a sudden, we're 7 points out, we've got, Montreal, we've got Boston next week, we've got the Leafs in a week or so, Philly. Who knows? I mean, I don't see them, taking that next step. But as I said, right now, Hammond is the story, and I guess we'll just ride it out.
Yeah, a big part of the story, too, Tony, would be if the Hamburglar steals one again tonight. Yeah. I mean, whatever happens above you, that keeps you in the race that is a long shot at best. But if the Hamburglar sours, then and the Senators lose, a combination of Boston beating Tampa, and you can bring the that lady out to do a little singing.
I agree. Yeah, and really, where's the pressure at? Because then you can always just go back to your number one guy. But as I said, huge. I mean, there's really no pressure either way. I think for him, anyways, he's auditioning, and whether he signs with the Sens, I mean, we've got now a bargaining chip, because if he does ride this wave and keep producing, he's a guy that that at least for him, it's a great story, and he's going to play himself into a spot into the league, which is great.